Hey y'all, this is old Jesse. Um, Today I'd like to talk about morals number 10. This one's kind of like, is it really a moral? Yes, it is. Okay. It comes from the moral of do what God says. Okay. But this one is more specific. In prophetic times, do the unusual commands of God. Okay. And and what I'm saying by that is, you know, this comes from where Noah built the ark and got on the ark and collected all them animals and everything, or allowed the animals to enter the ark, and God saved him. Okay. It was not anybody else in the earth other than Noah and his family that built that ark and made that ark happen. Okay? They did the prophetic commands of God. And you know, we have examples in the Bible where folks chose not to do these unusual commands. You know, one of them is the folks that died during the flood. And then you look at Israel that chose not to kill off all the Philistines like they were told to, and they're still suffering, fighting the Palestinians today because of it. Okay? They went through that war in Gaza and then didn't even complete the whole war. They stopped and they're trying to make peace now, and Hamas still exists. Right? So I don't know what to tell you. But follow the prophetic commands of God and finish whatever He tells you to do. I've been in situations in my life where I thought, yep, God's telling me something, I'm going to do it. And because of mortality or because of tiredness or body pain or whatever, I wasn't able to fulfill some things. And that kind of hurt my feelings. I was like, man, I really wish that didn't happen. Wish I could have got those things done and got everything completed and everything turned out right. Some things are very much more to our best interests so that we can get a good result out of life. Because when God gives prophetic commands, those are life and death situations in most cases. And they're not like, I can maybe think about doing it, right? Right now, we live in a time within two prophecies of Armageddon, like Armageddon being the second one. Like, we have one tiny little prophecy before Armageddon left. Okay? And these are biblical prophecies, not just something that old Jesse made up. Like, these are things that they're written in the Old Testament and the New Testament, right? So, we have a prophetic command, especially in this time where the world is going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. There will be buying and selling and marrying and giving in marriage until the end, right? Especially in this time, to keep ourselves from sin, specifically. That's the command. The reward for that as Christians is in Revelation chapter 1, where Jesus asks of Yhvh, and it's granted that all these things that shall happen, that come to pass in Revelation, will not affect the righteous. Okay? Now think about that. That's the righteous. Not the church. It's the righteous. Because it was known that in the last day, even the church would have unrighteousness in it. Okay? So, keep yourself from sin is the current command that we're under. It's a prophetic command. It's typical of always, that's something that we should do, but especially now, it's very important. So that's morals number 10. And I kind of wanted to bring that up because sometimes there's unusual things that happen, like when Jesus returns, he's going to return to the Mount of Olives, and it's going to split to the east and to the west. And so the prophetic command of that time to the Jews is, if you want to survive, run between that gap. Go. Survive. Run away. And so, yeah. Take it serious. Think about these things. We live in a time that needs righteous human beings to survive, so that Jesus can be pleased that truth will be found in the last days. Otherwise, otherwise the world's going to be a really, really dark place very soon, And it's the destruction in California, the destruction in Gaza, the destruction in Ukraine. That is the start of Armageddon. Okay? That type of destruction where everything is completely wiped out. And oftentimes even the grass and the trees and everything is burnt to the ground. Everything is rubble. That's what we're looking at. Okay? That's what's going to be the entire earth. That's the future of the earth in the near future. Okay? So, and I'm not just like, you're fear-mongering or anything like that, because if I thought we had time, I would tell you I think we have time. I think that we have maybe 4 years. Maybe. I think that God is preparing the earth fast enough that at least, I think bad things are going to start happening within the next 10 years. Really bad things. Okay? And that's a guess. I don't know when these things can happen because that's in God's hands. I think that, maybe we'll get a couple good years and then maybe a third good year. Maybe. Especially in the States. On this side of the world. On the other side of the world, all bets are off. Anything could happen over there. Because that's and that's where a lot of the prophecy occurs, is in the Middle East. So, if you're in the Middle East, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's probably going to not get any better than it already is for a long time. And if you're in Europe or in Western Asia, in Russia, it's not going to get any better than it already is. Okay, economically it might, but it's all going to be about military preparations and war and politics, and news may hide what's going on. We don't know. we don't know how that's going to work out. So be careful. Do what prophecy says that you should do in these last days. Keep yourself from sin. And that's really the only command prophetically to Christians, is just be righteous and keep yourself from sin, and you're going to be protected. So, like, keep that in mind, though, is like, do the prophetic commands when God gives them. That's important. All right, y'all. That's old Jesse. If you like it, give me an old thumbs up and subscribe. Have a good one.